The day money stopped being real, 1971 and the fate of fiat currency. 1. Nixon's break with gold. On August 15, 1971, the United States suspended the convertibility of the dollar into gold. The announcement, presented as temporary, was in fact permanent and severed the Bretton Woods system. Currencies no longer rested on tangible backing, they became promises of themselves. Stability gave way to faith as the foundation of money. Humor aside, this was the financial equivalent of declaring that gravity is optional. Footnote. This section establishes the end of the gold standard and the shift to fiat currency. 2. Bretton Woods and its unraveling. Post-World War II leaders designed Bretton Woods to anchor currencies to the dollar, and the dollar to gold at $35 per ounce. The system provided predictability and low inflation. By the 1960s, U.S. war spending and domestic programs strained reserves. Gold in Fort Knox dwindled while foreign governments demanded redemption. The American promise proved unsustainable, forcing the 1971 closure of the gold window. Footnote. This section explains how U.S. deficits and foreign claims undermined Bretton Woods. 3. Fiat currency and unlimited supply. After the temporary suspension, no government restored gold convertibility. Fiat currency, money backed by decree, not metal, became the norm. For the first time, there was no natural limit to issuance. Citizens adjusted, groceries still sold, paychecks still cleared. Yet the transformation was profound, scarcity was replaced by trust, and trust is cheaper to print than gold. Footnote. This section identifies fiat money as a system resting solely on political authority. 4. Historical precedents of debasement. Rome diluted its denarius from solid silver to mere bronze with a silver wash, fueling inflation and decay. The Yuan dynasty embraced paper currency, then debased it through overprinting until merchants rejected it. The moral, repeated across empires, when rulers can dilute money, they will, and ordinary citizens will pay. Humanity may change dynasties, but its financial follies remain oddly consistent. Footnote. This section situates fiat history within the broader pattern of monetary debasement. 5. A global shift and debt addiction. Unlike Rome or the yuan, the dollar of 1971 was the backbone of the global system. Once unmoored, other currencies floated alongside it. Governments discovered the sweet elixir of debt without natural limit. Central banks wielded monetary policy like an engineer's lever, producing booms, busts, and rescues, each more dramatic than the last. Debt became less a tool than a requirement, like a shark that must keep swimming. Footnote. This section describes how the global system embraced fiat and perpetual debt. 6. Inflation, inequality, and daily life. The cost of living illustrates fiat's toll. Gold rose from $35 per ounce in 1971 to over $2,000 today. Houses climbed from $25,000 to nearly $400,000. Wages increased, but unevenly. The lived experience for most citizens became more work, less ownership, and higher costs. If stability was promised, acceleration was delivered, at household expense. Footnote. This section shows how fiat money eroded purchasing power and widened inequality. 7. International consequences. Other nations abandoned commodity anchors, adopting fiat under U.S. precedent. Central banks from Europe to Asia learned the same playbook: adjust rates, inflate debt, and rely on confidence. History, however, suggests confidence is resilient until it suddenly vanishes. Trust may not collapse often, but when it does, the fallout makes headlines, and sometimes regimes. Footnote. This section describes how fiat norms spread globally, tethered only by fragile trust. 8. Case studies in collapse. Weimar Germany inflated to oblivion, with wages carried in wheelbarrows. Argentina has defaulted repeatedly, with citizens fleeing their own currency for dollars or property. Each case reflects the same logic: when money's anchor is severed, people invent their own. Children may turn notes into kites, but adults know to keep gold, or mattresses. Footnote. This section draws on historical collapses to show the fragility of trust-based systems. 9. The digital frontier. Today, governments pursue central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, promising efficiency while offering unprecedented control, programmability, traceability, and surveillance. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin propose a countermodel: fixed supply, algorithmic enforcement, but remain volatile and unproven for daily use. The contest is not over form, but over who controls the rules: governments, codes, or citizens. Footnote. This section contrasts CBDCs and cryptocurrency as divergent futures of money. 10. Conclusion. From Rome to Weimar to Washington, the lesson remains constant: when money detaches from tangible value, rulers gain freedom and citizens inherit risk. The system built in 1971 runs on confidence, and confidence is not infinite. Education, awareness, and adaptability form the true wealth in such an era. History does not repeat verbatim, but it rhymes. And the rhyme scheme of debased money always ends in the same verse: collapse, reform, and reinvention. Footnote. This section concludes that resilience and knowledge are the only defenses against systemic fragility.